Let's talk Chapter 5 Meta. It's Zero Build Fortnite. Welcome back to Zenny Arcade. Okay, so the meta has changed since Cowabunga and the addition of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle Mythics. These Mythics can be used for mobility and melee, and their melee is strong, but the mobility is very strong. In fact, it's absolutely going to be meta now. Forget the grapple blade, forget the shockwaves. It's all about any of the mythics as mobility. In this game, if I didn't have the mythic at the end of the game, I would have lost for sure. So, I have to get rid of this bot. There's another bot out here. Take this one out. Okay, so loadout. We're gonna want the auto shotgun. Any rarity is fine. Green and above. A sniper. And a AR of some sort. Either the striker or the nemesis or the enforcer. All ARs are pretty strong right now. With a scope, you can substitute an AR for the sniper if you don't have a sniper. Also, you can substitute a SMG for your AR. So an SMG would be the burst SMG and not the hyper SMG. The hyper is no good. Even after its last buff, it's still nothing like the burst. So a burst with any mods can basically substitute for an AR, or the AR can substitute for the burst, depending on how you want to carry that second follow-up weapon for your shotgun. And in Zero Build, it's definitely going to be the auto shotgun. We're going to use cars for mobility and hire NPCs. Hiring an NPC gives you an extra player, and it's very distracting and annoying for your opponents when they don't know which character to shoot at, you or the NPC. So a nice sniper rarity is good, but any sniper will do. They all hit for almost the same. And then any auto shotgun works. Any turtle mythic works. And I don't use turtle mythics for melee attack, I use them for mobility. You can also double jump with them. But this mobility is easy to control and it lasts the whole game, unlike carrying shockwaves. It's way more effective than the grapple blade. Here's a sniper with a nice scope on it to take out these bots. So the ballistic shield and the grapple blade are, to me, just annoying. The grapple blade is great mobility if you don't have shockwaves or you don't have a turtle mythic. But with the turtle mythics in the game, I don't know why you would carry a grapple blade. The business turret is still annoying, but doesn't seem to be too much of a factor. It can be used very strategically. And shockwaves are not nearly as valuable as they used to be, not with the mythic turtle weapons in the game now. These will be absolutely meta until they're gone. It's really good, clean, fast, easy to learn mobility. More predictable than using shockwaves and more predictable than using the grapple blade. And if you still want to melee, you can melee with them. So that takes the other purpose of carrying the grapple blade away. I haven't tried it against the ballistic shield. I'd be curious to see how the turtle weapons do against the ballistic shield. Okay, so we land Classy Courts, and this is a great place to land. There is so much loot, and if you land here enough, you'll find that there's a lot of bots that land in the area. So some easy elims if you venture out to the outskirts a little bit here. And Classy Courts is just great for a few elims and lots of really great loot. Oftentimes the zone isn't very far. When you don't make the zone, it's not very far to get to. On the loot route is the graveyard, where we're going to right now. And at the graveyard, there are several more barrels if you're still not shielded up, and Metal Mouth here, who we're going to hire. So this is meta. We're going to hire an NPC to help get elims and be distracting to enemies. Now to break down my gameplay strategy, the strategy is always to play more aggressively in the early game and more passively in the mid to late game. You want to be sure you're looting and getting into interactions early in the game so that you can continue to get good loot and also kind of warm up and warm up your aim and also get a flow. Get kind of work on getting into the zone. Build up your confidence a little bit. Get some elims. And have a little fun early in the game. And then, as things start going well, you can play passively, more passively. And that's where the cards come into play, because they're really great mobile cover and really great mobility. So you can just kind of hang out in the cars and then rotate when it's appropriate. Really great for mid, using up the time of the mid game and the late game. Now, one thing I'm working on my car strategy is it is a disadvantage in the very end game, in the very last circle, that people know where you are. And depending on how your opponents know how to deal with the car, here's a pick up another elim. Trying to be a little bit more active here in the early game, especially with the sniper, trying to just warm up the sniper aim. Now the downside about having the car is that people can know where you are, however it's really great cover. This is a sniper fight that's not going to be fruitful for either player, so we're just going to disengage this. Here's our favorite vehicle, the G-Wagon, and we'll pick this up instead of a car. The G-Wagon is better because it can go up hills and go sideways on hills, side hilling, where the other cars will slide down the hill. The G-Wagon sticks to it. It can also go over some more rocks than the other vehicles can. So the G-Wagon is better. It's also a little larger and provides a little bit more coverage. It doesn't go as fast, but it drives more stable, so it's actually the better vehicle. And one strategy is to keep swapping vehicles as you go across the map, and that way you can keep a more full tank of gas if you trade out for vehicles as you go. Or you can always use, of course, the gas pumps at a gas station like this one. Also, there's often cars at the gas station, so you can, instead of filling up, you can just trade out. Stick to the roads. You'll see a lot of vehicles along the roads as well that you can trade out as you get low on fuel. So here we're kind of mid-game now, and we will take these third parties only when they're advantageous. This one, you probably pick up a elim on this person and fry him with the burst. But Now there's too many players down here, so we'll look to disengage. Another fight here. And the cars are just such great cover that you can just stop anywhere in the map and people don't even realize you're in the car. Again here, this one, now we're getting third-partied on this. So we're going to use the turtle weapon, the turtle mythic to jump and dash our way out of there, and then get back into the vehicle and disengage that fight. It's not worth fighting it if it's going your way, or if you don't have an advantage in the beginning. No need to take a 50-50 fight. If you don't have a health advantage, no need to push it. So here we'll just take high ground and hide out for a few seconds. Also, we need more shields, so we'll go see if there's a cooler down here by this camp. And no cooler, but we find a chest. Right, so we'll take a look at the map here. Always looking to be on the edge of zone. Rotating into the circle kind of late most of the game. Until towards the end. Then you want to arrive in the circle early and claim the best spot. But in the mid-game, when you have a vehicle, you can rotate late, because you can always stay ahead of the storm in a vehicle because they move so fast. And so if you have a good spot like we do here, the plan is to just hang out and rotate late. When the storm circles start getting smaller at the very end of the game, then it's better to arrive early so you can get the best spot in the circle. The best spot in the circle would be high ground with cover, natural cover like rocks, maybe trees and rocks, and high ground that has visibility, but still on the edge of zone so you can keep the storm to your back and only worry about one direction. Now there's another player here. We're going to take high ground on the roof. Miss a shot. Land one shot. And finish. Roofs are a great place. Use the roof line to conceal yourself and to give yourself cover. And then you can just peek, head glitch peek those shots, and it's hard for your opponent to see you. Now here's just a simple car rotate. We're going to take this one with more fuel. Reload weapons. Wait for Metal Mouth to catch up here. Take a look at zone, see if we can estimate where other players might be. I have 7 elims, there's 11 players left. Figure there's a player in every POI, named POI. There's probably a player or two pursuing any medallions, so a medallion player plus somebody pursuing them. Just make yourself rough guesses as to where people might be on the map. And we're gonna wait for zone a bit here. Okay, I'm a little closer to the center than I would like to be, so I'm actually going to rotate in the wrong direction just to get to the edge of zone. Then we get shot at here. And more fights this direction. But we're kind of rotating out now to the edge of the circle because I didn't want to be so much in the middle there where other players are. This seems like a bot fight. It's been going on for a while now. Easy snipe. This one there. Now we're taking fire from behind, and so we'll relocate. Disengage this fight, don't need it. At this point in the game, avoiding fights. Trying to avoid fights at this point and just claim the best spot on the map is the priority. When you get under 10 players remaining, even a third party is likely that you'll get third partied after you get an elim or two. The zone is just too small to not have a group of people really quickly. So over here there's now another, at least a pair. There's a good chance these are bots. This fight has been going on for a little while and they're at the edge of the map in a weird position. And yeah, these are bots. Take one out there with a headshot, I think, and it's shooting at our NPC and is distracted, and we'll take that one out too. So, a nice 10 bomb already. Mostly all easy fights. They were mostly all... And someone throws down a turret. We're gonna get the heck out of here. Disengage. Not gonna engage in a turret fight against the turret, especially when we don't know who the player is. That is an automatic disengage in that situation, and the vehicle comes into play again. Now we're missing a tire, but still really good coverage and really good speedy mobility here with the G-Wagon. Now we're going to keep on the edge of the storm, right up against the storm circle. As it's moving, we'll just stay barely in front of it. This player on height is a problem. Takes out our overshield with the explosion of the car there. Have to be careful of that. I've lost a lot of health in many games due to the car exploding. It's going to take about 50 health or so when it explodes next to you. Okay, so we rotate cars again. We have a fresh vehicle. Picked it up from a gas station. Ideally, the plan is to third party the last two remaining players. That didn't happen in this game, and it's a 1v1. I kind of know where the other player is. They're kind of on that hill there. We have a vehicle and an NPC, so we have an advantage for rotation. Trying to stay behind these rocks as we rotate. The roads and the rail lines are good for rotation. They're kind of sheltered points. And here we run out of playable land. So now we get rid of the car and we have to rely on the turtle mythic. This is why we absolutely needed the turtle mythic. Without the turtle mythic, we wouldn't be able to stay in front of the storm right now. And this other player we know kind of knows our location. Okay, we just lost Metal Mouth to the storm. So it's a true 1v1 now. We're trying to get some height and some cover. Just trying to stay ahead of the storm and get to the best part of the map. And this player already has the best part of this map already. And they're looking to snipe. So not a sniper fight we want to engage in, not from this distance, not in this setup. The other player has a better position than I do at this point. So we keep an eye on the mini-map. We see that both players will need to rotate to the left here, to the west, as the storm pulls. Keeping an eye on high ground. They're trying to snipe. And I'm gonna go. And I don't know how they just landed that sniper shot. That was an amazing shot. We're gonna use a turtle mythic to hopefully get up this hill. Now, we broke his line of sight. We're going to use this tree to hide and sneak up on him. And finish with a couple of headshots. Hope you liked the video. Hope that helps you pick up some wins this season. I think that's about 39 now for me. And 11 Elim Victory Royale. Using the auto shotgun. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.